to face tonight, guys.
No question about that, Mark. And I expect Towns, who's averaging 10 points in 2 games, to step up and do more on the offensive end of the floor with the absence of Jimmy Butler. Obviously, their main guy at 28 a night in just 2 games.
Doncic underneath. Down he goes as he makes a pass. He was fouled. We have Minnesota's first team foul 14 seconds into the game. Called by Tyler Ford, who along with Zach Zarba and Haywood Workman are the 3 men officiating tonight's game. And it's an early foul on Karl Anthony Towns, who fouled out in only 22 minutes in San Antonio in the opener Wednesday.
Well, I'd say welcome to future indeed. Post up Dennis and having passed to a cutting Doncic. A lot of fun already.
Traveling. Turnover Dallas.
A lot of excitement. Home opener. Always get the people going.
Want to do a lot better at home than 15 wins and 26 losses, the record for the Mavs at American Airlines Center last
Mark,
year.
You got to take care of games that you're supposed to win. You got to win on your floor. Towns not able to finish against a pretty tough defense that time by the Mavs.
And both Jordan and Towns attack the rebound, but it's DeAndre Jordan coming away with his first defensive board of tonight's game.
Man, I would like to see Dorian pull the trigger on that one.
Yes, sir.
They can roll on the left side of the floor. Doncic up off the rim. Not sure if it was oop or shot, but the Mavericks do have it back. It caromed off the rim. Shot clock at 9 seconds as Dennis Smith Jr. drives into the teeth of the defense. To Luka for 3. Off target and a rebound for Minnesota.
Pretty good closeout by Minnesota on the shooter, too.
Minnesota won last night, 131-123 at home against the Cleveland Cavaliers. In that game, Andrew Wiggins had 22 points on 21 shot attempts.
Well, we talked about it before the game. Minnesota wants to win this game with Jimmy Butler being in Minnesota.
Yes.
For a lot of different reasons, obviously.
Josh Okogie, after Wiggins scored the last time down the floor, Okogie runs the floor, leaves it for Taj Gibson, and the veteran from USC scores and draws a foul.
You know, Hart, you got to stop the ball in transition. Mavs didn't do a good job of doing it that time.
And as a result, you give up an easy basket is what happens. 3 guys on the ball that time, and Gibson all the way to the rim for an and-one opportunity. Just got to talk that out when you're in the open court in that situation. Guys should be saying, I have ball, so that really lets the other guys know what they're supposed to do from there.
3-point play for Taj Gibson, coming off the second-best scoring and rebounding season in his career last year. 12 points, 7 boards a game. Dennis Smith Jr. puts Dallas on the board 1 minute and 49 seconds into tonight's game.
He can get that shot anytime he wants, Mark. They're going to try to go under on him, lower the screen, and you get an easy one.
Missed the bunny. Jeff Teague.
Push.
Smith able to fend off Taj Gibson and collect the ball for Dallas. And he does push it, and he finds Jordan cutting to the basket and slamming.
I like the pro. I like him getting himself under control right at that free throw line. And Jordan does the rest.
Dorian Finney-Smith battling and does well against Karl Anthony Towns on the post-up turnaround shot down low. Luka in transition. Okogie got in front of him, able to pry the ball away, and the loose ball is picked up by Minnesota. Left alone, Jeff Teague, who had 27 in the opener against the Spurs.
I'm sorry, Follow, shooting 40% in 2 games from that three-point line. Teague not letting the distractions bother his game.
Minnesota doubling up Dallas. It'd be nice to savor the flavor of the lead. The Mavs had a 2-0 lead in Wednesday night's opener in Phoenix. The only time they led. Lost the game 121-100. They were within 4 in the 4th quarter. And then they got Devin Booker. And right now they're getting Andrew Wiggins. He's got 5 of their 11. Teague has a 3-pointer. Gibson has a 3-point play, and Rick Carlisle wants a timeout with his team down 7.
Guys, they've been around long enough to know what their role is, and they play it. And that's Jordan. Stays in the inside. Wesley, nice left-handed finish.
I like that because, you know, Wes had a rough night the other night offensively. That's a good way to get him going early. There's a little bunny right there at the rim. Good post-up.
Scored 15 points, started slowly, got to the free throw line some of the second half to help the number. Went 5 for 6 at the line, Matthews did on Wednesday. Matthews guarding Wiggins. Finney-Smith digging in on a Gibson post-up. Strong move and a finish with the left hand.
I like the patience at that time by Gibson. Dorian Finney-Smith might be the Mavericks' best defender on the floor. And all due respect to Wesley Matthews, you can't let him get that post.
Offensive rebounds. And the three-pointer put up by Smith is off the front rim. Transition, Jeff Teague with a foul.
He is attacking.
But Jeff Teague is one of those guys, and I think anytime he starts off the game making outside shots, he gains confidence off the bounce all the way, taking the contact. I say back off of him, and he's shooting the three well.
Right.
But you don't want to give Jeff that first step to the rim. He causes a lot of problems for you. So
over his career, a remarkably consistent player. Last 6 years has averaged between 14 and 16.5 points. Shot between 43 and 46% from the floor. Doesn't vary a lot. Solid, consistent player. Two defenders went to Luka. He found the open man in the corner, and the three is drilled by Wesley Matthews.
I mean, no hesitation from Luka. Right to the open guy, recognizing where the help came from. Wesley able to knock it in.
No hesitation.
Big Karl Anthony Towns, who shot 42% last year from the three-point line, drills that one.
That's just his second one of this season.
Matthews rims it out. It's kept alive on the offensive glass. The Mavs have it. A deflection by Okogie. He tries to save it off Luka, and the ruling eventually is Dallas ball.
Did Luka anticipate him throwing the ball off of him and jump in advance of that? There's some basketball savvy.
Plenty of it for the 19-year-old, the second youngest player ever to appear in a game for the Mavs. Luka, step back three, front rim. Minnesota scored on 5 straight possessions. 6 straight possessions on the team 3 ball.
A back-to-back situation for Minnesota, and it doesn't look like it because they're off and running, guns blazing for the Timberwolves, shooting the ball very well right now.
Well, I saw Phoenix make 19 threes on Wednesday and hard 4-for-4 for Minnesota. They look to go 5-for-5 on threes. They missed the 3, Okogie from the corner, but Matthews has fouled Karl Anthony Towns in a second chance situation.
Just a step slow. Minnesota really coming in here, trying to make things happen.
Out with 2 fouls. The Mavs are down Dirk, Harrison Barnes, and Devin Harris tonight. Harris strained his hamstring in the first half of Wednesday's opener. The free throws by Towns, putting Minnesota in front by 15 points, and a dive cut, and Barea got caught up in the defense, and Minnesota's forced another turnover. It is all rolling in the right direction for the Timberwolves right now.
Well, they've thrown the first punch, Mark, in this contest. And they came in here to take a look at JJ's cut. Wiggins gets a hand on it. JJ screamed.
Unfortunately, that didn't help the cause.
The referees.
That was a very aggressive sell job.
Andrew Wiggins turns it over at the other end, and then Brunson turns it over on this end.
Good close.
And Minnesota was ready for the roll. They had that covered well. Dot cut by Towns. Gibson looks for him. Mavs have it back. What is happening here? All the turnovers. And nearly another one, but a save by Smith, and Brunson hits a 3. The rookie in his second game knocks down the corner 3.
They needed that basket. I mean, there's a turnover too by Minnesota, but Dallas needs to stop the bleeding.
A lot of apple turnovers right now for the Timberwolves. Three-pointer by Brunson, 3-point play chance for DeAndre. As the Mavs try to lift themselves up off the mat, as Harp and Skin said, Minnesota has landed an early haymaker. Dallas has got to dig out of a big hole.
Well, you keep his first miss this season.
1 for 2.
Right?
1 for 2 for DeAndre. 6'11", 11th season in the NBA from Texas A&M. Great to have him in Dallas. Hope you got a chance to see the interview we had at Shoot Around this morning. That was Mavs live tonight. From the weak side, the tower of power. DeAndre Jordan erasing that shot.
You know, and that's why they have Dorian on Karl Anthony Towns, so DeAndre can come over from the weak side and do just that.
Finney Smith for 3. Josh Okogie, the rookie. First start tonight for the first-round pick from Georgia Tech. First game action, as a matter of fact. Gibson, good touch, feathery touch on that pull-up jumper.
You never hear about Gibson, but every single...
That's 9 games of the year in Minnesota, and he is taking on a bigger role. I think a lot of the Jamal Crawford minutes Jamal Crawford had with Minnesota last year now fall on the plate for Derrick Rose.
Well, Mark, if the guy didn't get injured early in his career and throughout his career, I think we'd still be talking about Derrick Rose as one of the better point guards in this league. The guy can play. The question for him has always been being healthy throughout seasons.
Usually it's not a question about making free throws, but he just had a donut at the line going 0 for 2. Brunson lost the ball. Chang on the floor. Minnesota has it. And here comes Tyus Jones, and he fires it up ahead. Luka's back in the game. He defends Derrick Rose. Powell with the rebound. On your point, in the previous 6 seasons, out of a possible 492 games, Derrick Rose only played in 216.
Wow, that's a former MVP.
Brunson gave the ball up, and we have a 3 seconds in the lane call on offense.
Nothing hurts you more, Mark, than overpassing. You know, when you get good shots, you got to take those shots. Otherwise, you get 3-second call, and you don't get the right rhythm shot in that situation. Unfortunate for Dallas. They turned down 2 good ones.
Went around the defense to find Chang. Then Chang tried to make a bounce pass through the defense. Nothing doing. Brunson, pull up 3. Powell, the tip out rebound, and it finds the hands of Dennis Smith. And then it's a great pass by Brunson. A look away inside. Pump fake Powell. And Gorgie Chang has put him on the line with 9:20 to play in the half. We have seen, honestly, I think, I'm a little surprised the numbers aren't higher. Mavs have turned it over 8 times. Timberwolves have turned it over 6 times. The Ford leaderboard will show us that last year these were the best 2 teams in the league when it came to taking care of the basketball, both averaging just a little bit over 12 turnovers.
Well, you have to protect it, Mark. Obviously, we're talking about possessions. When you start talking about turn the basketball over, Dallas already has 8 turnovers. In game 1, they had 9 the whole night.
Jeff Teague is back.
Rose gave him a lot, man. Played really, really well, really hard.
I would say one of his best stretches of the young season so far. 9 points in 7 minutes.
Keep saying young season because I think a lot of people think we're already in the playoffs just based on some of the comments that I hear after 1 game.
Yeah. I got to say, Golden State and Utah played a game last night that had intensity reminiscent of playoffs.
I tell you what, Utah, we know Golden State's going to be great. Utah's going to be a dangerous team this year.
Wiggins with a foul.
Man, I tell you, when it comes to skill, athleticism, Wiggins has the skill set and the body type to be a superstar.
Absolutely.
In this league. He got there, pretty good defense by Powell. He goes to the left hand with a soft finish inside. Gifted player.
On 2 dudes.
I mean,
excuse me, Mark, he needs to average more rebounds.
Yeah.
Insert himself a little bit more as a player, I think is what everybody in this league would echo about Wiggins.
If he played with the same motor of Butler, for example, sky's the limit.
4.5 rebounds a game last year, 3.5 rebounds. I'm sorry, 4.5 rebounds a game to start this season.
Yeah, 2 games.
And I thought coming out of college he'd be an elite defender with his skill set.
Luka looking for DeAndre and tough, tight quarters to make that pass.
So it's so tight that you got to look at the rim. You got to get that one up. I think that was a shot that Luka can make because he was so deep in the paint.
To your point, Harp, I think DeAndre was so deep he expected the shot to go up.
Teague's runner off the back rim. DeAndre the outlet pass. Matthews to Smith, who will have a go at Gorgie Chang and blows right past him.
It's a good decision by DSJ that time. Kind of lured the defense to sleep. Got to be ready to play defense, though.
Teague driving kick. Tolliver with Minnesota's 7th 3 in the first half.
I'm not going to wear it out, but dribble penetration again is a problem for Dallas tonight.
Back-to-back years, Minnesota's been last in the league in 3-pointers attempted, but the 3 is really paying off for him tonight. as Anthony Tolliver darn near put DeAndre Jordan in a headlock.
Can't do that, can you?
That probably should be looked at, I'm thinking.
It's a wrestling thing.
There you go. Here's that headlock you were talking about.
I mean, there it is.
Oh,
man. That is a side headlock.
And he's
more of a boxer.
Harp's becoming an MMA guy as the years go.
not all the Knicks had to wrestle a little bit in the early 90s.
That was boxing, too.
Okay. I once saw Van Gundy wrestle Alonzo Mourning.
Dennis Smith Jr., good pull-up off the screen.
Sure was.
Jordan really loosened up the defense with the screen.
Those big screens that Jordan sets gonna free you up. I said earlier, I think DJ can get that shot, or DSJ can get that shot anytime.
Teague trying to break down the defense. He got inside. His scoop layup is missed, and eventually the Mavs collect the ball. He had an overdrive and slammed on the brakes. Smith on the sideline. Wesley Matthews. Man. Karl Anthony Towns has made a slow walk to the scorer's table and will be coming back in at the next stoppage in play.
Yeah, he's had a slow night in this first half, 1 for 4. Just still can't get on track. There's something going on mentally with Karl Anthony Towns. And we know about all of the hoopla that's going on with this team. He's really been effective.
Down went Matthews, driving to the lane. Wiggins, good hand by Smith to get in the passing lane, but then Smith commits a loose ball foul, which 5 minutes into this second quarter is the Mavs' third team foul. Gibson and Towns have both gone in, so the starting lineups are on the floor for both teams now.
It's pretty interesting, too, when you look at it. You know, the Mavs are opting to defend Karl Anthony Towns with Dorian.
So far, so good.
Maybe to defend those three-point shots, and then obviously when he gets it on the block, DeAndre's job is to help like that.
Benny Smith coming down for the rebound. Smith reach-in foul on Josh Okogie. It's a third-team foul on Minnesota here in the second quarter. Minnesota's led by as many.
It makes for a good locker room, and when that locker room includes the greatest European player of all time, it makes for a championship team. Of course, these numbers are not really surprising with Donnie Nelson at the helm in the front offices. Donnie is as highly regarded an international scout as there is, and before the game, he told me he would go anywhere across the globe to try to make this team better, guys.
And Luka Doncic on cue, one of those international players with basket number 1 for him tonight. And an opportunity to tack on one more point as he was fouled in the act of shooting.
Take a look, Harb. Do you think he's been passive before this tonight?
Passive, just looking to get other people involved, I think is what his first mindset is. But
that was
that's attack,
yeah,
and able to finish through contact. Didn't get that free throw to go, though.
Needs to look for a shot, though. I mean,
no question.
I'm happy to invite my friends over and cook in the backyard and barbecue, but at some time, I mean, you know, Oliver needs to eat too, and Luka needs to eat every once in a while as well.
Luka definitely needs to eat, Mark, if the Mavericks are going to be good as we think they're going to be, and he'll figure it out. It's still on-the-job training for this young 19-year-old.
You got to eat your own brisket. You can't expect everybody else to eat the brisket. You seasoned it. You took all the time. You had the slow barbecue going. Come on, man.
Well, I'm happy to think of others, of course. And hey, you guys
after
have
you
your
eat
food.
Yeah, after you eat, then the rest of you guys come in here and eat.
You're over there working on the potato salad until it's time.
Hey, nice hustle on the jump ball. Wesley Matthews runs it down. Gets a ball back from Luka. Here's a drive. Between Matthews and DeAndre Jordan, it's a 4-point game.
Terrific find that time. Mavericks on an 8-0 run in this contest have themselves right back where they need to be, just down 4.
15 was Minnesota's largest lead in the game tonight. And this call is on Andrew Wiggins. Offensive foul, third foul of the first half on Wiggins.
And Mark, the defense has gotten better. Mavericks gave up 46, I think, in that first quarter. And Minnesota just 54 points right now. So things have certainly got better. Wesley Matthews finding DeAndre Jordan for a jam.
Hey guys, as Wiggins gets his third foul, look how small Minnesota's going to go here. Rose comes in for him. So with only 3 smaller players along the perimeter.
Smith. Luka, quick pass. Finney-Smith. And a hand by Teague, and a loose ball picked up by Gibson, but Luka Doncic has it, and Luka will let her rip. Yes, sir! Three-pointer!
It's smoked brisket.
Inside, Derrick Rose gliding up the baseline. Quick answer, at least for the time being, to snuff out the energy of the crowd.
Look, you see what defense does for you, though. When you get stopped, you can get yourself out and get some easy baskets.
Finney-Smith bluffed the 3. Matthews posting up Derrick Rose. Tough shot. Fouling after the rebound, and it's out of bounds off Minnesota. Dallas ball, 6 seconds left. True shooting percentage, Karl Anthony Towns last year was in the top 10 in the league, 64%.
He's in a bad way right now, though, as a player. He's going to have to find himself. He's going to have to regroup before he sees those numbers that he produced last year.
Okogie, rookie, trying to go over the screen with a foul.
You know what Tibbs likes about Okogie is his effort, his defensive prowess. Very physical young player.
On the free throw line, Luka Doncic. 8 points in the quarter. Didn't score in the first. Now 9 in the quarter for Luka. 4:24 to go in the second.
He's been a big part of this run that Dallas has established.
I think this crowd's ready to feed off of him. There's so much hype for him coming in. Of course, the highest drafted pick for the Mavericks going all the way back to Jay Kidd, I believe.
Highest since Jason Kidd. 2 for 2 on the line.
The buzz is real. People are excited and they want to see it.
Mark was just talking about Josh Okogie and why Tibbs likes him. Was born in Nigeria, moved to Snellville, Georgia at 3 years old. Went to college at Georgia Tech. Minnesota drafted him number 20 last summer. Playing his first NBA action tonight with Jimmy Butler out, resting on the second night of a back-to-back. Remember, Butler didn't start practicing with the team until last week.
Like, we've worn out. It's been worn out, well documented, the issues for Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves. But a guy like Butler that plays as hard as he does, Mark, give me that guy any minute. That's good.
That it is. That it is.
And Kogi got work.
See, forget about facilitating all the time.
Yeah.
You know, the team that has the most points. Good defense by Smith.
Finney-Smith takes it away. Oh, Karl Anthony Towns just ran over Doncic at the other end. It's Jordan from J.J. Barea. And finally, the Mavericks, taste the flavor of the lead for the first time tonight.
Defense to offense creates easy opportunities.
The Mavs only had 1 lead on Wednesday in Phoenix at 2-0. They have their first lead on this Mavs Saturday night, thanks to defense turning into offense. Down by 1, Finney-Smith with a strip. And then it's JJ up top and softly finished that time by DeAndre Jordan. Checking out what's going on here at American Airlines Center as it's 3:13 left in the second quarter. Mavs up, and MFFLs come hang out with the Mavs dancers, Maniacs, and Luka Doncic at Nebraska Furniture Mart on October 27th, courtesy of Dell Gaming. There will be games and a chance to win an autographed jersey or tickets to a Mavs home game. And you can come up.
You're going to bring them along slow. I think this is a good test for him. This is a good opportunity. Your best offensive player back in Minnesota, so you're going to get opportunities. That's a nice find.
Tip out rebound after the Finney-Smith miss. DeAndre with the board. DeAndre with the pass. Matthews has it blocked by Taj Gibson. Okogie went 1 for 2 at the line. Minnesota has the lead again. Now Okogie is wide open and hits a 3. His first NBA basket and the 8th Minnesota 3 of the first half.
Good looking stroke too. Organized himself quickly. Nice rotation on that jumper.
I was impressed with the Karl Anthony Towns pass.
JJ missed a 3. And the Mavs have hit a spell here. 2-3 trips down the floor where they haven't been able to get anything to fall. Teague in the lane. He somehow found Rose over there.
Tough shot.
Really tough. And the result predictable. Tough shot, bad miss. Okogie, another foul, his 4th.
Wow.
Bad sign. Remember Wiggins over there with 3. Okogie's now got 4.
Well, you got to go deeper into your bench is what Tibbs has to do. Tibbs has to do right now.
We might end up seeing some more smaller lineups out there, Hart, because of that.
We're going to see C.J. Williams go into the game. Williams is a player on a 2-way contract. He was with the Clippers last year.
Yep.
He's been in Mavericks training camp in the past.
Pretty steady player, too, all around. There's a lot of good stuff.
He shined last year when he got his opportunity with the Clippers.
Clippers, absolutely.
Yep. A lot of injuries, and he stepped up and played well, and played so well that he used up all of his days on his 2-way contract.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
No?
Although it's out of your control.
Williams into the game. 2 free throws made. Doncic has a 15-point second quarter. Towns inside. Defense by DeAndre. And the rebound is collected by Finney-Smith.
I like the defensive game plan of having Jordan come over on the weak side so that the smaller players can cover Karl Anthony Towns shooting 3s on the outside.
Here's Matthews turning around. Towns to the basket to tie it.
Wesley's gotten better as a scorer around the basket.
Teague with a quick attack. C.J. Williams for 3, too much on it.
That's a tough shot when you first check in the game.
This, however, is not a tough shot for Barea. It was online, but it came up short. It's Doncic, though, digs out the rebound. And he has another one, but it's a foul. Matthews missed the 3-ball. And then a loose ball foul on Luka Doncic with 37.8 to play in the first half.
It's about a 4-inch height advantage for Luka. Let's see it.
That's just an easy. That's an easy play for the officials to make. I mean, whether he fouled him or not isn't the point. But
right.
Being behind the guy, the officials are going to make that call more times than not, unfortunately, for Dallas.
And I think, too, Hart, to your point, it looked like Teague kind of jumped backwards, so they see that contact. Yeah. Doesn't matter that Luka's so much higher than him.
Teague had 9 points in the win against Cleveland last night. He has 12 tonight. He had 27 in the opener against San Antonio. Last year, he only bettered that number 1 time with a 30-point game last season. Always has been a good free throw shooter. Hit 84.5% last year at the line.
Teague is pretty steady as a point guard in this league.
Yes.
They're far and in between, but he's one of those guys that you have to respect and appreciate what he does.
16 for 16 on free throws this year. Thought the Mavs might get a 2 for 1, but that's not going to happen as Matthews goes inside. DeAndre has it back. Towns saving it in. Right to DeAndre. A basket-shaking dunk by DeAndre.
Well, you're talking about being in the right place at the right time. I mean, Towns, good effort, but not a real smart play to throw it back to a guy up under the basket.
Tibbs lost his mind when he saw that.
Which will happen from time to time in a game.
Yeah.
It's great theater to watch him. Teague no good at the buzzer after scoring 46 in the first quarter. Dallas cuts Minnesota's output in the second quarter to halftime. 23 points, tied at 69.
Well, a couple of things, Mark. One, Dallas really became a...
Mike Shed, we do this at halftime. It's so great to kick it off again. Opening night, any jitters for you?
No jitters for me. This is the lucky number 13 for me, so I'm all good.
All right, beautiful. It's just like his prom. Okay, man, first quarter, the defense wasn't there. Second quarter, it was. What was the difference for you guys?
A little more presence. We made them make second and third effort plays. They weren't getting so many easy ones at the rim. But that's the thing. We got to make this crowd play off our defense and our energy. We can't let them dictate what's going on.
It seemed like Luka was hesitant, was he? He got it going in the second quarter.
He's got so much pace to his game. He's so, smooth is a bad word, but he just lets it come to him. He's got to be a little more aggressive and make things happen a little bit.
One of my all-time favorite teenagers, that Luka. He's Shutter, I'm Skin. Back to you guys.
To say that Luka got it going in the second quarter would probably be an understatement. How does 15 points sound to you, Hart?
Sounds pretty good, especially the way he got him, Mike. Simply became aggressive. ISO still there. Stepped into the three-pointer. Defense goes to sleep. Luka catch and shoot from the corner, up top, using those handles, a little step back, made that shot look easy. The Matador is ready to go.
Josh Okogie starting with Jimmy Butler resting tonight. Taj Gibson. Gibson against DeAndre Jordan. Jordan got a hand on it. Loose ball. There's a scrum. There's a battle, and it's picked up by Dennis Smith.
Outstanding defense
And
to
here
start this third quarter.
And here goes Junior. Outstanding pace on the drive. Got it all the way up the floor quickly, but Minnesota did well to get back. Luka finds a wide open Dorian Finney-Smith, who has his first points of the game, and the Mavericks' biggest lead of the season, up by 3.
You know, sometimes, Mark, the ball not sticks, but it moves slow. When Luka gets it, he gets it right where it needs to get.
Top it.
And in that case, it was right to Dorian Finney-Smith.
You know what else I loved about it too, Harp? I think Dennis pushing it as hard as he did put that defense kind of in chaos, and that's what led Dorian to be wide open in the corner.
And catching from Dorian is Dennis Smith, and it's Finney-Smith with a read of the rebound, and it's Luka stepping in, and it is nothing but nylon on the 3 ball for Luka.
Closing out that second quarter, Mark, he was really good. I think you're going to see one of those nights from him.
Teague fouled. Luka with an assist to Finney-Smith, and then a 3-pointer of his own in an offensive rebound situation created by Finney-Smith.
Well, you got to appreciate the effort by Dorian, but Luka finishes up with a nice looking stroke from the outside. He is now 5 for 8 and going very well.
3 of those 5 makes have been from beyond the arc. DeAndre Jordan has 12 points and 8 rebounds. Luka has 18 points to lead Dallas in scoring, 11 off the bench for Dwight Powell. Correa has 9.
Can't say enough about Dwight Powell and his production. Nice pass.
Luka inside, big finish, DeAndre.
You gotta love playing with a guy like that. That's always looking for you, finding open people. This kid hadn't even scratched the surface yet.
No way. And when he gets in the middle of the floor, Harping the live dribble, it's dangerous.
Teague with a layup.
It's really savvy right there by Teague.
He leads Minnesota tonight with 18. That's on top by 2. We're 2 minutes deep into the third quarter. Work. Luka against Okogie. Crowd was ready to erupt. What a save then by Matthews to Smith. Outstanding play deep down in the corner by Wesley. And the result is 3 more on the board for Dallas as it's reined in by Smith.
He's quietly had a pretty good game, Dennis Smith Jr. That is, good defense in the corner.
This is what the Mavs look like in the preseason, this version we're watching right now.
Good defense at half court by Okogie. Almost took the candy, but Smith picks up the loose ball. He finds Jordan on a roll, and DeAndre's headed to the free throw line. Great hustle and smarts and efforts all rolled into one. Look at that save-in by Matthews. What a pass.
It was really nice, Mark. And in this third quarter, it's early. But right now, the effort board points to the Mavericks.
You know, watching you guys the other night, Harp, you made a great point. I think you're so right on this. You know, there's going to be a lot of talk about Dennis being a catch-and-shoot guy because Luka will have the ball more.
Right.
But Dennis is so much better with his shot when he gets that little rhythm with the dribble. He just feels it so much more, and you see it with the results.
He's slowly getting better. He's getting to the point where there's a certain confidence that he has right now. He's not forcing and rushing, and he's slowed down. I talk frequently about the pace of which a point guard plays. He's starting to figure it out. But DeAndre Jordan is a much better free throw shooter than he's been.
4 for 5 tonight. 13-6 start to the third quarter for the Mavs, but then Wiggins lifts his team closer to Dallas. 4-point game on the 3-ball by Wiggins.
That's nice.
Matthews trying to answer back. Towns with a rebound. Karl-Anthony Towns has 11 points and just 4 boards. Wiggins foul.
God, he had Wiggins trying to make a really difficult shot. And I think if DeAndre had to do that all over again, he would just live with just letting him make a tough shot. Look at here. Has him in a bad way, going away from the bucket. It's one of those situations where you go straight up. Let the chips fall where they may.
You see his number for tonight, 15, now 16, closing in on 3 straight 20-plus point efforts to open up the season for the #1 pick of the 2014 draft.
I guarantee he's not sweating.
Nope.
It's just one of those guys. It's just just a smooth guy. Just doesn't, you play, what, 3 quarters and guy doesn't beat up at all.
He could star in those old deodorant commercials. Never let him see a sweat.
That's it.
Was that Old Spice?
Don't give me the line. Smith down the baseline, throwaway, and it's Wiggins with the defensive play. Teague in the middle of the floor. Okogie spots up in transition and lets it go, and it's out.
I think you're about to get bombarded on Twitter, both of us. I think it's right guard.
You think so?
Shout out to all the deodorants out there.
All right.
They're all valid.
We hope anyway.
Yeah.
It's bad news if it's not. 3.5 minutes gone by third quarter. Mavs have led by as many as 7. Currently on top by 2. Led tonight by 18 from Luka Doncic, 16 from DeAndre Jordan. Finney Smith with Gibson on him. Gonna have to do something at the end of the clock. And almost rebounds his own miss. He read it was going to be a little bit off.
You know better than anyone.
A lot of the offense running through Wiggins right now, and he commits an offensive foul against Dennis Smith Jr.
Not a smart play.
Because it's his 4th foul.
That's exactly right. So you want to get your 4th foul, simply hooking a guy out in the open court.
Yeah,
like
hooking
like
a guy 30 feet from the basket.
Yeah, right there in front of
God and everybody.
Yeah, that's not good.
Don't do that.
That's good. I was wrong.
I like going to the right place, though. West made the right move.
Luka trying to hold off Taj Gibson. Help defense comes. And a foul on Matthews against Wiggins. By the way, remember that Matthews has been hit with a technical foul already once tonight.
Yeah.
Run by 2. A 7-0 Minnesota run was ended with this tip-in by Finney Smith.
Well, outstanding athleticism. There you see him all the way there. And just to control that loose ball right to the rim. It was terrific.
Like all the little things he does. And obviously one of the team's better defenders.
Towns, corner 3 on the timeout. Nope. Now ball. By the way, there were no free throws. It looked like that was going to be the call, and Tom Thibodeau sure thought it should have been the call because he was making his displeasure with the side out of bounds foul call by Zach Zarba. Oh yeah, he was.
I just knew he was going to hit him. I really did.
He was not happy. Not happy. JJ on the dish. Luka making the move to the baseline, floats it up, no. Just about rebounds his own miss, but got knocked out of his hands. And then Teague in transition. That is a foul. I don't think we're going to see a goaltend situation here.
No, I don't think so either.
Just a foul that will put Teague on the line.
So active.
You can see Teague all the way going, and then there's Dorian negating the attempted layup.
Good time, guys. Come on now, wake up.
A lot of offense. If you like offense, give it to you tonight.
And all around the league for the first 5 days of the season.
Yep.
Teams are averaging almost 112 points a game so far this year around the league.
Adam Silver has his wish.
JJ in here in the third quarter. Pull up. Tipped it off the glass, and then it's out of bounds off Minnesota.
It looked like he was getting held down too by Gibson on the backside of him. Fighting with one hand to keep that alive.
The Mavs have been last in rebound percentage 2 years running. That is going to change
It won't be the case this year. Not with Jordan back there, not with the size that they have. It's good defense.
By Rose. Came around Matthews. And it is Rose all the way to the basket. Ball's out of bounds.
He was determined that time. Going 1-on-2.
In the 2010-11 season, Derrick Rose averaged 25 points and almost 8 assists a game and was the league MVP.
Dunked on people. Unstoppable in his prime.
So big and strong and quick. Physical.
Graceful. Here he is rising and hitting, and Minnesota has regained the lead.
He's always had that ability inside to shoot over the top of smaller guards.
Finney Smith on the move. Blocking foul.
Side of your shoulder to be square.
Wiggins has 4 fouls. He's on the bench. Luka and Okogie come together. DeAndre a paint catch. Matthews driving into the defense. He'll flip back out to the 3-point line. That shot's no good. It's a tip into the corner by Finney Smith. Kept it alive, but no one there in the corner.
That attempt by Matthews was really a difficult attempt. When you're going right and you try to step back and pull the trigger, that's difficult.
Mavs have missed 8 of their last 9 shots. They've hit a rough patch. 7 minutes into the third quarter. They were up by 7 not too long ago. Steal. See if this will help them out from an offensive perspective. Can they get something easy in transition? Matthews inside, turned away. Outside to JJ. Heaves the 3. Bullseye. Like it.
So there used to be a time where when JJ was pulling up for shots, you wondered if the shot was going to go on, but he's slowly developed into one of the better 3-point shooters on this squad.
That's a basket for Josh Okogie.
That was strong. He took it right to Luka's chest.
Correa made more threes in last season than any other year in his career. Last year, 115. Oh! But that's what he does. He throws up alley-oop passes, and he's got a guy like DeAndre Jordan who can finish with authority.
I didn't think it'd take long for them to find a connection like that.
He was mad at the rim, DeAndre was. And he's mad at Taj Gibson. He just blocked his shot.
So much anger follow well.
Finney Smith from the corner. Yes, sir! Timeout, Minnesota. Three was the most he had in a game all last season with the Clippers. 4 tonight to go with the 18 points and 10 boards.
There was a lot of talk about how in the Clippers, as you see Towns working on the block, and there's shot.
Way upstairs.
And hey, we've been talking about this. You know, Dorian's got to take Towns on the block, but it allows DeAndre to come over, watch him come over and get up way up high and get that block shot.
Tower of power.
Oh, yeah, that horn set. That might have been going.
Yeah, you may be right, Stan.
Might have been going down into the bay where Tower of Power is from.
Hands by JJ out of bounds off Rose.
That's good stuff. A lot of times in that situation, you want to reach in.
Jalen Brunson in the game right now. He's getting the Devin Harris minutes in the rotation with Harris out with a hamstring strain that he suffered in the first game of the year on Wednesday. Bullet pass by Luka. Finney Smith, he's been hitting threes. Now he drives and kicks, and he commits an offensive foul. Might be corner shot. You're right on that, but might be better that the offensive foul was called because his kick-out pass was intercepted and was headed the other way. Jeff T.
Dorian, he's still trying to figure out what shots to take and what shots to pass up, put the ball on the deck. But that was another shot opportunity for Dorian, especially after knocking one down early in this third.
Same spot, too.
Third foul on Finney Smith. Karl Anthony Towns, a 3-ball.
What a freak, man. That guy can do so much offensively.
Extremely talented player.
He is 3 for 9 from the floor tonight. 14 points for Towns. Minnesota within 1. Correa in the lane, bottled up, and he found a good outlet. DeAndre Jordan, little baby hook, face-up hook shot. Jordan, 20 points, 10 rebounds.
Well, that's why he leads the league. And nice steal that time.
Correa and Rose were locked up, and then Luka Doncic all the way. No good. Foul has been called, though, on the rebound, not on the shot by Luka. The foul was on Teague going after the rebound. Loose ball foul.
I think it was Cleveland that got fouled. Good job. Good awareness by Doncic. Trying to go coast to coast. There's a challenge by Towns and over the back by the Timberwolves.
Haywood Workman first signaled 0, and 2-0 is the correct signal, actually. It's the 5th foul of the game on Josh Okogie.
This is interesting. Tibbs going to go with Wiggins right now. Remember this, 2:45.
By the way, really nice ovation from the AAC crowd as DeAndre went to the bench. They're loving the dunks and the blocks. Nice to have that back in the Dallas area.
Powell and Kleber have gone in. Luka.
Okay.
Step back three. Oh, and Wiggins on skates. Oh, and he hits a three-pointer, 21 tonight. Rose, straight line, hard drive foul. 97-91, 2:25 to go, third quarter. Derrick Rose to the line.
Look, I tell you how Luka doesn't, whatever happens, he just continues to play. Little step back action. He's missed that shot a couple of times tonight, but still with the same confidence and the same will to go out and play. That's one of his favorite moves too, that little step back.
Is he blessing the heavens for all the specialness raining down on him? Is that like a sign of gratitude there?
I'm not sure. Championship at Louisville. Drafted in the first round in 2013. Carved out a nice career for himself at Minnesota. Offensive foul. Powell.
Yeah, just a little bit too much activity that time.
Interesting thing about Jang is 2 seasons ago he started every game. All 82. Last year, every game he played, 79 off the bench.
Yeah. He's one of those guys, though, that's versatile enough to handle it. Good defense by Powell that time against Wiggins.
And good traffic rebound by Maxi Kleber.
Yeah, man. Great challenge, great rebound. Powell and Kleber look good together inside.
Luka ready to have a go here with Gorgie Jang guarding him, and then he decides to give it up, and Tyus Jones was right in the passing lane. Kleber caught him! Chase down block, Maxi Kleber.
Nada.
Outlet pass got away from Brea, but Brunson has it. No. Powell got the ball back, but he fouled to do it.
Yeah,
loose ball foul.
Good. I'd like to see this again. I don't think Dwight touched the guy that was inside of him that possession.
Which I think was Anthony Tolliver, right?
Yeah, it was him.
And he'll try to avoid it, but those bodies connect because you're trying so hard to get off of that screen and get back to your man.
The free throw run ends at 17 straight for Minnesota. Matthews with 4 fouls is out.
Quick breather for Luka.
Very quick breather. 0 for 2. Kleber with a rebound. That helped.
Absolutely. 0 for 2.
After the team had made 17 straight. Jones tipped it into the backcourt. Tipped it away again from Barea, and the Mavs just fortunate that ricocheted out off a Minnesota player.
Tyus a good job that time from behind against Barea.
He's steadily gotten better as he's come into the league. He's solid.
Good backup point guard, most outstanding player in the tournament back in 2015 with Duke won. Foul on Wiggins, number 5.
Told you, so it's a costly decision by Minnesota to put Wiggins back in that game.
Came in with 2:45 left of the quarter, played 2.5 minutes, helped him, but then commits the 5th foul. First in the last 2 minutes on Minnesota. It's side out of bounds for Dallas. 14 to shoot, 16 to play in the quarter.
Well, without Jimmy Butler being here and having this guy Wiggins in foul trouble, that bodes well for Dallas, certainly.
C.J. Williams in. Williams up on Luka. Luka went away from the Powell screen, drives baseline. Now Powell up top. They put Dallas back on top, in and out at the end of the third quarter. Oh, that'll count. Rose, would hope for in terms of entertainment value. DeAndre Jordan and Luka Doncic have been outstanding in their first home games with the Mavericks. DeAndre, 20 points, 10 boards, also 5 block shots in the game. Luka, 21 points, 15 of them came in the second quarter, as he's gone 6 for 13 from the floor. 3-pointers look good tonight, by the way. Luka's hit 4 of 8 from deep in this game, and also chipped in 6 boards and 3 assists. There they are, the dynamic duo tonight. J.J. Barea has a double-double off the bench. Dwight Powell's added 19. Wesley Matthews has chipped in 16. There are a lot of hands pitching in tonight.
Yeah, the balance is certainly good.
Still a lot of work to do, too,
Yes,
Bart.
it is. A little bit more than 5 minutes to go. You got to be poised and make decisions the right way. Like that was a nice decision for DSJ to go right around the defense and lay it in the basket.
And the defense couldn't do anything because Wiggins has 5 fouls.
I attack him whenever I get the opportunity.
Every time, man. If you can, if it makes sense. Wiggins, deep 3 is short. A long rebound to Finney-Smith. Up ahead to Luka. Luka in transition. 3 is offline. Long rebound coming down to Taj Gibson. There's a foul on Dallas, which is their first of the quarter.
Meanwhile, Minnesota already there with their next foul.
I was feeling like as that was developing that we might see a lob to DeAndre, but Luka's been shooting the ball really well in the second, third quarter, now on into the fourth.
The next three-pointer will tie the Mavs franchise record for threes attempted in a game. They just tried number 48.
Wow.
Towns. Finney-Smith forced him out farther on the catch, but Towns is still a threat from out there. He's also a threat to do that.
Oh.
What a monster.
Yeah, I thought Dorian had an advantage with him being on the perimeter. To your point, Mark, he showed off some skill right there, working off the bounce as a 7-foot player.
Matthews, a 3. And he's hit 3 in a row.
And he hit that 3 last time where he comes up like he's going to set the screen. It's equivalent to a slip on a roll. Instead of a slip, it's a flare out behind the 3-point line. That's the second one we've seen him do like that.
With 4 minutes to play, the lead is 5 for Dallas in their home opener against the Timberwolves, a team that swept them in their 4 regular season meetings last year. Double team. Teague faked the pass. That is a Jeff Teague style floater. We have seen that is his motion to a tee.
No question, Mark. And his ability to finish off the glass that time was really spectacular.
Luka inside. He found DeAndre barely.
There we go.
Shot clock at 10. Smith, deep 3. Line, Gibson a rebound. It's a 3-point game.
It could have really worked that weak side if he had waited for the DeAndre screen.
Rose, he is having himself a night, but that layup is no good. Then Gibson fouls DeAndre. Derrick Rose is at 26 points on 10 of 20 shooting. A big miss by Rose there.
And what he's doing, Mark, he's not forcing any of it. That's the impressive thing with what Derrick Rose is able to do. Missed that one, and here's over the back. Obvious call from the officials on Gibson.
You know, a minute ago we referenced the Maverick 3-point number.
Yep.
And then since then we've seen Smith take 1 and we've seen Matthews take 1 and make it. And so there it is, a new Maverick franchise record. 50 3-pointers attempted tonight.
Well, get them up. And the good news is that they're making some tonight as well, Mark. So you're going to take a lot of threes. You better make your share of them as well.
17 to 50, Skin.
Let me add this. We have 50 points in the paint. So when you're shooting threes and getting 50 points in the paint, that is modern basketball to a T, right? Right
Yes,
at
sir.
the rim or launching threes.
Look at the shooter's bounce.
Surprise yourself.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it, DeAndre. There you go. 127-122 on the free throws made by Jordan. 3:20 left in a wildly entertaining game as the Timberwolves junior, 19-year-old Luka Doncic. They have created the offense, and on a night when the Mavericks have set a franchise record with most threes attempted, they realize it's still okay to operate down around the cup a little bit too.
Well, Mark, especially when you have a size advantage. Luka right over Derrick Rose on the baseline. Here he is operating again. Going to take his time. Again, shooting over the top of a smaller defender. Dennis Smith Jr. gets in on the action with a nice attack, straight line drive. And that keeps the Mavericks in control of this contest as the clock is starting to be a teammate for the Mavericks at this juncture.
The clock went off in the second quarter for Luka Doncic.
Yes,
the
sir.
alarm clock, that is. After a scoreless first quarter, he erupts for 15 in the second, and then now sits on 25 as we play with a minute 27 to go.
He can do it in so many different ways, as he showed you tonight. Knocked down a couple of threes, and then late in this game, with the game on the line, he's doing a great job working inside.
You know, look at those numbers right there, guys. It kind of reminded me of what Carlisle was talking about on Media Day. Sometimes we may have to try to get him to shoot more, taking you back to the Nellie Nash days.
Yeah.
Hey, your distribution matters, but when you score, it makes it easier for you to distribute.
Off the inbounds, Towns wants a 3. Towns hits a 3.
Man. dude.
He's okay. He's all right.
He's come to life in this fourth quarter, no question there.
Powell the pass. Luka down low. Wiggins with 5 fouls. Wiggins digging in, doing his best. Luka trying to draw the foul. Pass went off the back of Derrick Rose. Now Rose in transition, and he scores. 59 seconds left. It's a 1-point game.
Derrick Rose is new and improved. My goodness gracious.
28 tonight for Rose. 2 seasons ago when he was playing with the Knicks, 30 was his highest scoring game, and he's on the doorstep of that.
Well, he made a lucky defensive play here. Luka's going to try to get the ball back out to Dennis Smith Jr. at the last minute. Derrick Rose just lifted his hands up and able to come up with the steal, and a fabulous finish right there in the open floor. I can put his hands up late. There you go. And he comes up with the steal, and he attacks the rim like not many people can do.
If Minnesota wins, what a story Derrick Rose's game will be tonight. Karl-Anthony Towns and Derrick Rose have 28 of Minnesota's last 30 points.
I'll tell you what, though, man, if you look at Luka's history over in Europe, see if he gets him a redemption moment here in these final 59 seconds after that turnover.
Minnesota now with the last 5 points of the game. The Mavs take a timeout. They have 1 timeout remaining. Same boat for Minnesota. No fouls to give. Both teams are over the limit. And here we go, last minute. The kind of games that more often than not Dallas could not bring over the finish line last season. But it's a new year.
Yes, it is.
With new expectations and a lot of hopes. Yep.
New players in general.
Yep.
Out on the floor right now. I think high pick and roll, something to that effect, with DSJ and Luka involved in.
Smith to take the ball out of bounds.
Well, Luka's, here we go.
Now it's Smith. Teague on him. Finney Smith. Got Towns guarding Doncic on a switch. Luka trying to break him down. He's fouled. Oh, Towns is not a happy man.
Sorry, he doesn't have to be happy. I mean, you care if he's happy?
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, I want most people in the world to be happy, but at this moment in time, if he's upset, I'm cool with it.
I just want Pharrell to be happy. Everybody else, I don't care.
I like the patience, though, that Luka demonstrated right there. You know, the clock was running down. Gotta make this one.
In the preseason, he was 63% on the line. He didn't go to the line against the Suns. He is 5 for 8 on free throws, 63% tonight. 2-point lead, 44 seconds left.
Now you got to defend.
Buckle up, everybody. Here we go.
This is fun.
It's winning time. Stop is the first part of the equation. And they got it so far, but Gibson got the ball back after Teague missed. And Gibson inside. It's tied. Taj Gibson, he is a worker. 134 all. Difference is 4 seconds. Game clock, shot clock. Who can deliver the goods to give the Mavs the lead late in the home opener? It's Smith right now, and it's time to go with the shot clock down to 5 seconds. Smith rising for a 24. He hit it, and it's fouled.
That's growth.
That's guts.
That's guts, Mark, and it's growth for a young player. He's starting to feel it right now. Could have gone somewhere else with the basketball. He took it upon himself to actually go and make that play. Nice step back. Separated himself. Created space. It's got to help a young player grow in this league. Timing of it really needed the basket.
It needed the free throw to make it a 3-point game. 6 seconds left. A stop, and we get to go home.
Yeah.
Or since it's Saturday night, go out if you want to do that too.
Well, Mark, speak for yourself. I know where you're going. I know where you're going to be at today.
1:37, 1:30. and send 20,000 home happy on night 1 of the 41-game home schedule. And we got 12 more of these Mavs Saturday nights this year. They're all going to be like this.
They're all going to be good teams, too, that come in here to face these Dallas Mavericks on their floor. Tibbs is the 7th man right now, 6th man. He's on the floor.
You can't throw the ball into him, but he does successfully get his team to move to the other side of the floor to throw the ball on bounds.
He's still coaching.
Rose to throw in. Tolliver's out there for another three-point shooter. They took Gibson out, who's not a major three-point threat. Matthews on Towns. Foul with 3.6 left.
So now, Mark, what happens, provided the free throws go in for Towns, they're going to try to foul right away. So you got to stay on point as well. So this is the time of the game where you got to be really alert if you're the Mavericks. You can't take anything for granted.
Towns scored 30 in a game 12 times last year. He has 30 tonight.
This is an excellent substitution. You're going to get size in the game right now in case he does try to miss that shot. You got to corral that rebound. Jordan and Powell checks in.
Now you got another big guy out there in Kleba.
Yeah.
Watch the shooter.
That's what he's doing. He's going to foul quick.
It's into Smith, 3 seconds left. Still a lot of time, even after these free throws, for Minnesota to race up the floor and have some kind of shot.
Like you want to make the right play, make the free throws. And then you put yourself in a position where you only have an overtime chance.
Smith with 3 seconds. He just hit a three-point play. Basket from 20 feet away and tacked on the free throw that gave the Mavs the three-point lead with 6 seconds to go. One down.
He's improved a little bit on the free throw line. 69% last year for this Maverick team is what DSJ shot. So these are big free throws. He hit the one after the and one. He got that one. You're talking about confidence growing.
Second one, good bounce. 3 seconds left, three-point game. Well, you can hear a pin drop in here during that last
with the ball
that last DSJ free throw. Baseball pass, and it's broken up. It's out of bounds, and it's Dallas ball. 2.3 left in the game.
That should do it right there.
As long as there's no review that changes the call.
I don't think they'll be in review.
Nope, doesn't look like it. Luka throws the ball in bounds to Dennis Smith Jr., and he's fouled with 0.6 left.
I see a poised young man in Dennis Smith Jr. I really do.
He has let the game come to him tonight.
Yes, he has.
Hasn't he?
He certainly has, and that's what you want to do. And it turns out
For the Mavs. Life is good in the NBA here to start the 18-19 season. And it's always good when you win. 40 points, 140 points. You win the first game at home in front of your fans, and it's a great thing, my man.
took a lot of effort, Mark, by Dallas. They fell behind early, could have easily gone away. But I thought Luka, DSJ, and of course Jordan, it was dominant.
Well.